Welcome to the training on Scott High School's new lunch attention policy. And we're going to be using Google for this, Google Calendar actually. And what you're going to need is you're going to need a Gmail or a Google account. So usually you provide one by creating a Gmail. So if you have a Gmail, you're good here. But if not, please sign in there. You can sign in, or you can just go to Gmail and create one. Once you've created an account, I will go in and myself in real fast. There really are two ways to get to this calendar. First, you can just put in Google Calendar at the top or at the search bar area. So I'll show you that. Google Calendar. There's that. So you go there real fast. Go Google. Or you can go up here to this little top right hand corner where it has all your different types of things you can go to from the Google. There's a lot of little things. You can go to maps or everything else. But right here's calendar, and that's what we're going to. It's pretty simple on how to put one in, put a name in on this thing. Because once you set up this, you got to send me your name. So once you send me your Gmail, I'll be able to share this with you. You're going to have full rights to it and full editing power. That way you can, if there's a mess up, you can put something back in there. Um, but one of the things I want you to do is to kind of look at it when you get in there and see how it works. And you can put a full day. It doesn't matter if you put them all the way through that particular day. I mean, I know that it's kind of weird to put from 10:30 to 12:30 or whatever, and put like 5, 6 to 15 names in one little area. So just as long as we put like the class, what class they belong to or grade level they belong to, that really helps a little bit too. But just for the sake of being very quickly, all you have to do is click on the thing. The event, entitled event, is actually going to be the name of the student. So you could put in whatever the name is going to be. Okay, and then after you put their name in, you could put what they got in trouble for. I mean, you can also put their, if you want to, it doesn't really matter at this point. But you can put whether they're a ninth grader or a 10th grader. And sometimes I do that. And then you can put a description of what you, kind of the various things you went through in terms of making sure that you followed the proper protocol. That you call home, things like that. You can put that in there, but it doesn't really matter. Just as long as you get these particular things, you're perfectly fine. Just click save. Once you click save, it's right there. But do me a favor and don't put them on the same day. Say, for instance, at 10 o'clock or 10 a.m. you want to give them lunch attention. I might not, I usually look at this thing in the morning real early. So make sure that you put them for the next day for that day. Usually Wednesdays and Thursdays are really the big popular days for lunch attentions because they're usually there. Mondays and Fridays are hard for me to get them to come in for some reason. A lot of those kids miss days, but they usually come through the middle of the week. So I like these particular days more than any of them. And that's where they're going to be the full day. So you'll be able to get the ninth and 10th in the first lunch, and then the second lunch being able to get the 11th and 12th. But this is very simplistic. If you need to email me about anything, please do. And like I said, Google Calendar is very simplistic. If you ever want to change a date or something like that, you can go way ahead and way in advance to put somebody in for lunch attentions during this particular time. It's very simplistic to use, and you just fill them in right there. And sometimes I'll go in and check. There should be a notification that comes through Gmail allowing me to let me know that somebody was putting stuff in there. Also, when I'm putting your names in, I might be putting them in very quickly. Just pay attention to see if you have editing rights as well when you put those in, because that's a very tricky thing into itself once we do this. Because you see, this is Scott High School lunch attentions. I'll display the calendar settings to you. Um, at the end, I have to put in and share with everybody all this information. So you'll be getting this, and when I share the calendar, it's very simplistic. I just put your email in, and I give you full rights. So I'm going to give you make changes and managing sharing. So that's just in case you don't know what's going to go happen on this thing. It's very simplistic. It goes all the way through. So we'll be continuously using this as a mechanism, and this is the first time we've used it. So hopefully it works really well, and it gives me enough time to look at the names and who they are, and um, I can kind of get a feel for it of being able to get them, because sometimes I have to really get on some of these kids, and I have to go up to the classrooms, make sure they come to lunch attentions and things like that. So we don't want to bother too much with the assistant principal and the principal working really hard. It gives us the opportunity to do this ourselves. So if you have any comments, questions, concerns about this, please see me at school. You can also email me, and I can talk to you a little bit more about it at a different date. But like I said, Google Calendar is very simplistic. It's very easy to use, and I think a lot of people will find this to be one of the ones that will make it a lot easier for lunch attentions. And that's the one thing I will tell you is don't abuse it. It's something that's here, but you want to have you want to be able to give this out there, but like the one thing we want to do is keep kids in class as much as possible. All right. With that being said, good luck, and here's to another